Hi, and welcome to Main Street AI, the podcast where traditional businesses are quietly revolutionizing their operations with artificial intelligence and winning. In this podcast, I sit down with industry leaders from law firms and professional services and other Main Street businesses to explore their AI journey. We dive into the opportunities they see, the challenges they're navigating, and the real impact of AI on their industries. Whether you're AI curious or ready to implement, this show brings you insights from leaders who are actually using this technology to serve customers better, empower employees, and drive profitable growth. Yasmin Smith is the founding and managing partner of Abundance Law PLLC in Central Texas, a transactional firm specializing in wills and estates, probate, business contracts, and in-house counsel for small businesses. But what makes Yasmin stand out isn't her specialty, it's the way she shows up for every single client. In a field where attorneys are often seen as the boogeyman, where people avoid the conversation until it's too late and the damage is already done, Yasmin has built something different. A firm where clients feel like family, where the feedback she hears most often is, "You're a godsend," and where flat fees and radical transparency replace the mystery invoices that have given the legal industry a bad reputation. She's also quietly become one of the smarter adopters of AI in her field, using it to build SOPs, generate training materials, produce flowcharts, and tighten up her operations in ways that have driven consistent growth over the last 2 quarters. All with the kind of intentional, ethics-first approach you'd expect from someone who takes her duty of care this seriously. This one has a lot of warmth in it. Let's dive in. Hi, welcome back. It's Stephen Whittier with Satori Coach IO, and this is the Main Street AI podcast. And today we are joined by Yasmin Smith of Abundance Law PPLC, or PLLC.
There we go.
And just talk to us a little bit about your specialties and what your practice is from a high level.
For sure. So my name is Yasmin Smith. I am managing and founding partner of Abundance Law PLLC, where we see ourselves as your teammate to welcome abundance into your life. We are a transactional firm. So I like to say we're the write 'em girls, not the fight 'em girls, even though I will fight if necessary. But all of your contracts, all the things that you need written, that's where you come to us. So our specialty is wills and estates, probate, and probate is the court process when someone passes and we have to deal with their assets. But we also do in-house counsel for businesses, making sure your operating agreements are together, your contracts are together, your waivers are together, cease and desist letters if necessary, real estate transactions. So everything that you need written down and figured out, even things like guardianship, we're here to serve you in a client-centered, empathetic, culturally competent, and loving way.
Excellent. And so you said you're the founding partner. Do you have other partners in the firm as well?
Well, actually, we did. We've gone through a couple of transitions of partner, but I am the principal partner right now. We are looking for junior associates to rear up and become our future partners. But right now, it's a very lean, efficient machine.
Efficient's good.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. I've learned the hard way. But efficient, lean, low overhead is a good marker for a business.
Absolutely. What would you say? Always think this is a great question. People that aren't in your particular field or areas of specialty most overlook, misunderstand, or maybe even misrepresent about what you do. Like what are some things that if you're not familiar with what you do, there's just things that people just don't get that you wish that they would know?
That's a great question. I think the biggest misnomer I have to address daily is that as an attorney, I'm the boogeyman. No one likes to see the attorney coming, right? Like, it's me and the tow truck man that people are just like not happy to see on a daily basis. But the reason I started Abundance Law and the reason why we have our certain methodology is because I wanted a space where everybody felt comfortable in seeking representation. Death isn't something we like to talk about often, but baby, it's guaranteed. And there are ways to do that transition in a very intentional and deliberate way that really not only honors you and your wishes, but also creates a path for healing for your family. If you lean into difficult conversations, especially with a lawyer as a guide, you can unlock things that you wouldn't have otherwise in a way that maximizes not only your assets, not only your beautiful business idea, but also you and the relationships you have within all of the nuances that make up your life. We are not scary. I am your friend. I am your teammate. And everyone deserves to be represented and have that teammate by their side.
Right. By the way, how long have you been practicing now?
That is a great question. I call myself a toddler attorney now. I'm not an infant, right? We're walking, we're talking, we're moving, we're grooving. I graduated law school in 2018, and began to practice. It's gone through a couple of iterations, but began to practice in 2019.
Right. And how long before you had your own firm?
It depends on who you ask. As a baby attorney, I actually was doing nonprofit service provision and development and vis-a-vis legal work, right? Anytime they needed a policy, procedure, money, even advocacy on a city and state level, a lot of those skill sets were transferable because of my background as an attorney. So that's what I was cutting my teeth in. I was getting into the community. I was making sure people had what they needed, and advocating for those things. However, and I had spent all that money, on a law degree. So I thought, probably also be doing something in that, like literally only being a lawyer, right? And I started working with a solo practitioner. He had built many firms in his day. But as most attorneys will know, most of us die at our desk. There are clients, it doesn't matter if I'm retired, there are clients I've been working with for the last 40, 50 years. They're not going anywhere else. So he had this little shop that he was maintaining. And, I asked him, do you need some help? And quite quickly, what a good supervising attorney, quite quickly gave me the reins. So I was operating that law firm primarily, starting 2020. And Abundance would become Abundance, was an acquisition of that first client base from that firm, as well as garnering through my community commitment, referrals and word of mouth. So I was very, very fortunate, I would say, in having a very nice platform built for me that I could arrive.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Obviously, you earned your way into it, but it sounds like that was a great accelerant for your
Yes,
careers.
yes. God is good. You just show up and you do the job, and it works out.
I'll pivot over to the AI conversation. So always interested in emerging technology. It's so fascinating across all domains, but I really find it fascinating in law. What sort of trends are you seeing right now with AI?
I'm seeing excitement. I'm seeing trepidation, hesitation. I'm seeing those who lean in benefiting. I'm seeing those who lean in too far or getting in trouble. Some practical situations I have come to witness are, again, the one end of the spectrum of people having it write their briefs, AI writing briefs, AI writing pleadings, and then that AI hallucinating pleadings. But and some fear that perhaps AI would be able to take the place of a lawyer. However, being an attorney just isn't about writing. It's about analyzing. It's about critical thinking. It's about experience. It's about fluid and open negotiation. A lot of it's about body language and those intrinsic things that AI, for right now, isn't able to fully delve into. So while I don't think AI is replacing or will replace us or has the capacity to replace us right now, I do find it a helpful teammate. If I am writing an email to opposing counsel, and because I am such a valiant advocate for my clients, I get a little too picky. I get a little too, if I know that negotiation is going to go better for my client, and if I pour a little bit more sugar on it, that's a time where I'll have AI look over it and give me suggestions. I don't want you to rewrite it. I want you to ask me questions. And then from those questions, let's derive alternative phrasing while I still have my meat and potatoes that I've crafted myself. So I found it really great for that. I've also found it really great for SOPs, in the generation of processes and procedures internally. I can give it a transcript of the training I just did with a admin or a paralegal or what have you, and have it turn it into an SOP that is scalable and sustainable. So I do see it definitely becoming a daily use for me and my colleagues. However, the those of us in the bunch that I believe are smart are using it very sparingly, very strategically, and always ensuring that the substance is us and it is there for tailoring.
Yes, very smart. What would you say you're most excited about for where things are going with it? So not necessarily how you're using it right now, but where you see the real potential being.
I think the best potential is specifically in my field and honestly
Yes.
for all of us. But if we're going to look in my field and for all of us, I would say I am really excited about the expansion of what we believe to be universal truths. When you have an AI that is so quick and can pull from so many sources, it is interesting to dive into what you believe is fact and true and what needs to happen and how it needs to happen. That expansion of thought, that mental gymnastics, that allows for creativity in a service area where people do not first think of it as creative. However, with a painter and their paintbrush, I am a drafter with my pen. And so it does have this creative element. And with AI continuing to evolve and teaching me a new gymnastics trick to do with my mind in real time and making me confront my capacity and making me confront my level of understanding can, if done correctly, if done with diligence and honor and morals and values and diligence and second review and all that good stuff, if done in that way, it can really push you to become better.
Yes. Really, really interesting. So far, how would you say it's impacted your business? So you're using it in a few different capacities. Has it had a measurable impact so far, would you say?
Definitely. The fact that I have, especially with those policies and procedures, those SOPs, now I have more of a key turn operation than I had before, which allows me to get clients easier, have intakes easier, my ROI, and actually ensuring that potential becomes an actual client, signed contract, money in their retainer, has grown exponentially. But for now, I have an SOP that I've also turned in, or AI has turned into a training video. That AI has also turned into a flow chart. That AI has also given me a policy and procedure as a manager in order to check that it's actually the boxes are being checked. All of it's ensured of, again, lean, mean, efficient machine. That's what it's done for me and my firm. And then that allows me as the boss to do the things that only the boss can do. My time is best allocated, really hyper focusing on my lane. And I say this for everybody in my firm, right? We all have our lanes, and I respect your lane, baby. I can't, the beeping the bobs and the setting up. You had to go to my admin for that, honey, because I can't. We would be sitting here all day if it was me trying to figure out my calendar, right? We have our expertise, and AI can do some of the things I was staying up 2-3 o'clock in the morning trying to crank out. It can do it within minutes. So it's just been really nice to have that extra support. It truly, if you do it correctly, if you do it honestly,
Responsibly.
Responsibly, yes. If you do it responsibly, it can be a great teammate.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even more so than the internet, where people were holdouts 20 plus years ago, this is going to be even more, or it is becoming rapidly more inevitable, where if you're not coming on board, it's just going to sweep past you and the moment's going to be lost. So
we have a couple gold rushes usually in your lifetime. This is a gold rush moment. So
it's a big one. Yeah. If we were talking about all of this, say 5 years from now, in your field, what do you think would still look pretty much the same? Or what do you think, with all this technology and the escalation of it that we are looking at right now, what do you think would look different 5 years from now?
What would look the same is lawyers being courtrooms, being lawyers. I don't think AI is necessarily going to take that position away. Within 5 years, I think you're going to still need the attorneys and the attorneys for the attorneys doing some of that deep work, that showmanship, for lack of better words, that diligence, that precedent, all ensuring, the ball's moving forward. So I don't think it's going to change in that way. However, I do think, and I'm for better or for worse, and I honestly think it's for worse, I do think you're going to see a lot more of individuals using AI as a band-aid or as a replacement for attorney when it comes to their negotiations, when it comes to the drafting of documents, when it comes to demand letters, things of that nature, when it comes to advisement, things of that nature. However, I have seen already the dangers of a ill-drafted AI will in a court of law. And it can be disastrous. It can be absolutely disastrous. So for better or worse, I do think individuals, those without a bar card, will be using it when they don't believe there's another option for them that they can sustain. Another reason why I built Abundance, right? I always tell my clients, like, the money is the money, and it's a business, so it needs money. Get it, got it, good. But I built it for a reason, and you deserve this as well. So we'll figure it out, right? We can do pay. I was a layaway girl back in my day. Like, we can figure out how we do this together. But for some clients or some people right now, they just don't see having an attorney as something that they can actually have. So they'll go to AI to generate what they need in order to feel safe. I just question, is it the feeling that you want, or do you actually want to be safe? And right now, I don't see the AIs completing that mission.
Great. I'm going to pivot over and talk a little bit more about your firm now. So we'll delve in a little deeper.
Okay.
Well, what would you say you do that what you do extraordinarily well that maybe sets you apart from others who have your same specialty?
That's a great question. It's the care I bring. It's one thing to say you matter because you're a client. It's another thing to say you matter because you are now part of my flock, and I feel a responsibility and a duty and an honor in serving you. There are many times where my clients, I almost see them as babies, right? Like a baby's crying, care, baby's crying, someone needs a bottle, someone needs this. They'll wake me up in the middle of the night. Oh, where is that house at? Or where is so-and-so's last documents? Or did they ever, get that thing that I needed from them? I truly do. Me and my firm, we truly care about you holistically. I'm not here just for the money. If I was here just for the money, I wouldn't have my own shop. I would be in one of the big fancy buildings downtown. I really care about making you have an abundant life because I believe that you deserve that. And I'm going to do everything within my power to walk beside you, behind you, hold your hand, baby, if I have to carry you into an abundant future.
That's great. Yeah. Love it. I've always had a similar type of mentality, so I really appreciate that. I'm sure your clients do too. What are the types of things that you tend to hear from them over and over again in terms of feedback?
And it's so sweet to me. It warms my heart. But I repeatedly, what I hear mostly is, "Oh, you're a godsend. Oh, you're a blessing," and that literally is my prime directive on this planet. And it just feels so nice too. I was scared, Yaz, and now I'm not scared. Or I was confused, Yaz, and now I'm not confused. I feel empowered. I feel good. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. You exceeded my expectation. Thank you. You're a blessing. Those are what I hear. And I didn't realize how much work this would be. And then you have to explain, like, yeah, it actually is quite a bit of work that has to happen. But those are the main ones: that thank you, blessing, and wow, well done. That was a lot of work.
And yeah, I get that feeling. It's the types of feedback you're getting are directly proportional to the amount of yourself that you give to what you do.
Yeah.
In terms of growth, you defined yourself earlier as kind of being a toddler stage right now, but obviously had this great platform to build on and make it your own. Where would you define yourself right now for the practice in terms of growth, and where are you looking to get to in, say, the next 12 months?
That's a great question. Right now, we've actually experienced in the last 2 quarters, we've experienced a growth, very very significant for us and consistent. The first month it happens, you're like, oh, that's interesting. That's cool. The second month, the third month, by the 6th month, you're like, oh, this is the new normal. Okay. Got it. This is the new normal. This is the stage we're at. So right now it's about ensuring efficiency, even with the new stage. I think we're doing really great at that. Again, the SOPs, the procedures, the turnkey operation, it's really coming in handy for me right now because everybody knows what to do, how to do it, and when they need help in doing something. So that's working really well for us. In 12 months, I would like to take it up a notch. I am no longer, I think as a baby entrepreneur, I was a little fearful of quick growth. But as a title attorney, I know what I'm doing, and I do it well, and I have the receipts to prove it. So I'm ready to expand further. We are in 5 counties now. We serve all of Central Texas, but I would like to, get into Houston, the Houston market, get into the Dallas market. That's going to come with more advertisements, more things of this nature. But it's also, I hopefully. Cause I'm already working around the clock. Hopefully it's coming with a junior associate. We actually have a young woman in our firm. She's been with us for years, started when she was undergrad. She just took her LSAT. So I think that's going to be my first, baby attorney that I've helped along the way. But in 12 months time, we will have double the clients. We will have double the service provision, and hopefully more than double the attorneys on staff. Thank you. That's really
exciting. In terms of constraints to your growth, because this is the other side, right? My magic wand question is, if you could wave a magic wand, hypothetically, and you could fix any one thing in the business, any sort of bottleneck, limiting constraint, what would that be?
That's a good question. I don't know if I would necessarily call it a constraint, considering I worked so hard to manifest it. But I have a great balance in my life right now. Yes, I work all the time, but I also infuse joy all of the time. And so sometimes I find my capacity to a point where, because I want to do such good work product, because I want everyone to have a Cadillac experience, I'll say, all right, funnels down. We got enough on the dot. We have enough to eat for months. Now it's about ensuring that each one of these clients feels heard, we're seen, respected, because doing that culturally competent, loving type of attorney work that I do through my lens takes a great bit of bandwidth. It takes a great bit of mental labor, but it also takes a great bit of emotional labor to sit along someone who's just lost the love of their life, or to talk to the parent who has lost a minor child, right? And walk them through that process in the way that I want them to be guided through that process. So if I could wave a magic wand, which is, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, it'd be to work more. It'd be being able to find a way. Even I work all the time, but it'd be a way to, if I could replicate myself, and I knew that I could send someone out into the world and help someone legally, but also help someone spiritually, help them grieve in a way that I believe it needs to be done. That's what I would just duplicate myself. I would have 4 of me.
Yeah, this is the classic dilemma for entrepreneurs. Anyway, it's how do I have more hours in the day and or replicate myself? But ultimately, what I'm hearing from you is, which comes back to the embracing technology, it comes down to efficiency, right? It's your systems, and then it's the tech to be able to enable those systems. Is there anything in particular that you see as a challenge based on this trajectory of doubling your growth? Any challenges you have with adoption of AI so far?
No, the team is pretty good with AI so far, but I only have them at a very, because again, you have to, especially with my career, we have an ethics code. So the way that they're able to use it currently, I have limited quite a bit. I would say one of the restrictions or one of the barriers I believe that currently stand with me and my firm when it comes to AI is ensuring that it can be scaled out in a responsible manner, which means I need someone that means there's going to be an AI chief, right? There will be, the way that I operate, the way that I move, there will be someone that needs to be over it, watching it, reporting to me so I can ensure that everything is being done diligently. So I think that's the only, and again, right, we're not quite there yet. I know we're going there. Maybe that could be part of what the COO does eventually. However, that's my main concern is that the AI is being watched. Every keystroke is being watched. Everything it produces is being double checked with excellence.
Yeah, that I think is really the key and common denominator of a lot of conversations I'm having is my shorthand is actually become like lawyers still got a lawyer, meaning like there has to be that oversight.
Yes.
Where it's very powerful, but as you mentioned, people that are just kind of not understanding the nature of just going to a LLM and saying, write this for me. That's where you get into some
Don't
real
do it. Please don't do that.
Don't do it.
Please
Don't do
please
it.
don't do that. It costs so much
Yeah.
time and energy and
Yeah.
money and stress. I could have,
Yeah, you still have to.
and you still have
You
to
still.
do it. You still have to do it the right way. If you would have just come to me, I could have done this, for a flat fee. Why did you do all of this? So yeah, you can't just give it things. And I think without that oversight, that really responsible oversight, individuals and employees who only really want to do the best that they can do, I think it's an alluring position to be in, to just say, oh, I'll have X do it, and not necessarily do the mental gymnastics yourself, which is what I want from my staff. I want them to grow and evolve as well. So you're actually kind of taking something away from you as well, and you're taking away from our sustainability, let alone perhaps endangering one of my babies. I can't have that happen. So there is hesitation there, but like we said earlier, you got to get on the train or get left. So we're gonna figure it out.
There is absolutely a balance to
Yes.
it, but you're right to make sure that there's still that attorney oversight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're definitely one of the people that I get this very strong vibe from, because you've talked about it outright about like there's more to this than just the money that you're making from the business and providing a professional service. You put a lot of yourself into it. I'll just kind of end here and dig a little bit deeper, because I always like to wrap up these conversations with the personal, like your big why. What is it that gets you excited and motivated every day as you get out of bed to show up and do what you do?
If I'm going to keep it $150 with you, if I'm going to be completely transparent and honest with you, I serve a creator that has so much love for everyone on this planet. And I know why I'm here. I can't tell you why you're here. I can't tell you what's going to energize you. But for anyone thinking about this question for them internally, it's something inside. I love what I do. I genuinely love to help people. The way I answer my phone is Yasmin Smith, how may I serve you? And I truly mean that. How may I serve you? It's making sure that you feel safer, more loved, more seen, that fills my tank like nothing on this planet does. I have been extremely, extremely fortunate to find myself to be a helper in a world that looks like it needs a lot of help. So it's the people. Making people's lives better makes my life better. And so I get up every day and find someone to help.
That's fantastic. And it shines through. It really does. I've only known you for the amount of time and 5 minutes before we went on live, but it absolutely shines through. So I think your clients are very fortunate. How can people find you to contact you for your services or to learn more?
Yes. Okay. So you can go to my website, abundancelaw.net. We are Abundance Law ATX on all of our socials, or you can give us a call, 737-381-0505. And baby, I promise any one of those, you will get to a staff member and vis-a-vis get to me. So follow us on social, join our mailing list. We send out like tips and tricks. Again, I want to make sure everybody has availability to a lawyer in some respect. I also go to churches and neighborhood meetings to tell people the good news about why a will and estate is so important. So any of those, email, call, text, send out a smoke signal, slide into my DMs, whatever you need to do, baby, to get to me, Yasmin Smith. I will be right here virtually for all your needs, and we'll get you taken care of.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Yasmin. This was excellent. And really appreciate you coming on and sharing your wisdom and your warmth with everybody.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Take care.
You too.